class. This is our next lab is simple stain. It's on page 12 of your lab manual. Looks kind of like that. Okay, so when you're in class, assuming you make it to class with this virus pandemic, you'll get a stain kit. And so the stain kit is this box and a lid. And in it are numerous things. So you have a stain tray, which is going to be a little nifty repurposing of an old ice cube tray. Okay, and then we have corks, and then there are 2 inoculating loops, 2 slide holders. Slide holders look like this. They clip onto the edge of the slide. There's 2 dowel rods, which look like this. Sometimes I'll call them hockey sticks, but the professional term is a dowel rod. And then we have some different stains and material. And then a bottle of water. So the squirt bottle of water is to rinse off the stains. We have 2 parts of a stain. This is crystal violet. This is iodine. And then we have a decolorizer, which is just an alcohol acetone mix to wash out things in the decolorizer or in the iodine step. Here's safranin. It's a pink stain. Here's a totally different stain for later in the procedure. We'll do a negative stain. And then here is the oil to go on your microscope lens. Okay. And so all those are in your kit. And for this one, all we need to use for this lab, we're going to stain either with a pink stain, safranin, or we'll use the purple stain, crystal violet. 50-50, I think I'll go with crystal violet. All right, put all this stuff back. Okay, I've already Virexed my area, so before you work with bacteria, you need to wash your hands, put gloves on, Virex the surface, and you don't want to wipe it dry, you just want to wash it, and then you're going to be able to then work on it, your bacteria. And then after you're done, you should Virex the area, disinfect it, and then wash your hands last thing. Alright, so we're going to work with E. coli. I did a streak plate of these last Wednesday, or 2 days ago, I guess I'll put it at that. And then we incubated them at 35 degrees Celsius. And this is TS agar, so that means tryptic soy is the recipe. And then we added agar, TS agar. And then we used the word plate. So this is a TS agar plate that we added our bacteria on. And a TS agar plate is, a standard plate. It's kind of a rich media, and so it has lots of nutrients for bacteria to grow. And you can see on this thing here that there are nice colonies. So when you do a streak plate, we'll do that in the next one, but you want to end up with these little isolated circles. Right here's one isolated, so it means it's not touching another. And so then that would be a pure culture, or a pure colony. And that's what we want when we're looking at a microscope. So it doesn't do you any good if you're trying to identify something if you do your tests and it's not in pure cultures. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're also using a different burner. This is, if you can see, the red hot. This is a ceramic burner, but there's no flame, and so it's a ceramic heater, I guess. And we're going to take this and sterilize our loop that way. Okay. Mainly because I don't want to have the the hood fan going, which we would have to have in order to run a Bunsen burner or a Tyrrell burner in here. All right, so here's my slides. I'm going to take one slide and get it set up, and we just put it on a cork. All right, so we'll need a loop, our source of bacteria, a drop of water, and our stain. Okay, here we go. So we can sterilize our loop. We don't have to for this step because the water's not sterile, but we just want to remove any unwanted things. And we stick it down this barrel and for about 5 seconds and come out, and it's red hot. And then it'll cool off. Give it 5 seconds before you work with it. And then we're just going to take and squirt water over this loop until we get a drop that's inside the loop, and so you can see it in here. And we don't want a big drop hanging off, and you might have saw that I was tapping it a little bit to get the water off of it. And then we're going to press down on it. Okay, so the pressing down on it is just to get the drop to come off. Let me turn this. All right. Now we just now we're going to go for real into the bacteria colony. So we have to heat that, sterilize that loop, let it cool, and then we're going to go into that one isolated colony and just touch it. And so we're going to go down, and you'll say, so here's the colony. We're just going to go to touch it, and then we're able to have some. And all you just have to have a speck on there. All right, so because I touched my finger, I have to go in and sterilize this one more time. Let it cool, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick off a colony, and I'm just going to touch, and there I have it. And so you can see maybe there's a little white speck up there. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take the white speck and I put it in the drop of water, and then I smear it out to about the size of a dime. Depending on your colony, it'll be more likely to spread well, but you just want to create a film. All right, and we'll put that there on the corks, and then we have to sterilize this before we put it down, because there's bacteria on it. We don't want to set it on a surface and contaminate that surface. So we need to always know where the tip of this is at all times. You know, you don't want to touch your arm or touch the surface, you know, of something. You know, if I miss my hole here in my burner, you know, I gotta be aware of that. And so it's not a big problem. I just have to back up and sterilize it, and then go do what I just did. All right, so now we're gonna take, and we have to let this air dry. And that's kind of, it's hard to do. Sometimes we get a little impatient. But I'll come back here in about 2 minutes, and it'll be dry. Okay, I'm back. What I've done is I have now the dried smear. And so it has to air dry. And then once we have it air dried, then we have to heat fix it. And what heat fixing does is kill the bacteria and sticks it to the slide. And so we're going to put it in the burner. We're going to pass it through the flame. And we want it just about a half inch or an inch above the inner blue flame. This inner blue flame right here is really hot, so we want a little bit higher, but not too high. We don't want it way up here. So maybe about a rule would be about an inch above this tip of the blue flame. Okay, and I'm going to pass it through and just pause briefly. I'm going to split second. So once, pause, twice, pause. If you're holding over that burner very long, more than a second, then it's likely that it's going to crack the glass and you have to start all over. Plus you have to deal with the contamination sometimes. Alright, so I've now fixed it. And so this is now a heat fix smear. Okay, so we smeared it first, and then we heat fixed it. Alright, so if you go back onto the corpse, and at this point, all I have to do is do the staining. So I'm going to get Crystal Violet, and put it on the drop, put it on the surface, put a drop on the surface, and we just want to flood that area so that all the bacteria are covered up. And we'll leave it on there maybe 15 seconds to 30 seconds, and then it gets rinsed off. Okay, we're just giving it time for the bacteria to get stuck, to get stains. So our protocol here in our book says 30 seconds. So this is about 30 seconds, and then we're going to take our squirt bottle, and then we just angle this, and then we just rinse it off. And you don't want to do too aggressively, but you want all the loose stain to be removed. And so now you can see this has a little bit of a purple haze to it where the smear was. That means there's probably bacteria there, and it's going to be stuck to that. Alright, so the next step is to blot it dry. And so to blot it dry, we take the paper towel, fold it, and then we're going to just set our slide in there, and we just tap it. We don't smear it, don't wipe it, we just tap it. And then that'll sop up the water, and now we have our smear that is done. So this is a simple stain because we only use one color of dye, and we have two choices. We have Crystal Violet, or we can color it with Saffron. But this is ready to go, and it goes onto the microscope. So in part 2, we'll put it on a microscope and view it. Alright, that's well, just a reminder, once we're done staining, we can wipe it down and put everything away. The stain can just be rinsed down the drain with lots of water, and then everything goes back into your stain kit. Alright, thanks.